Hey, Mr. 2020, what's the best chair to manifest from? I know you love your Ames chair, but I've got a gaming chair that's really slick, and I bet it costs more money than your Ames chair. All right. I think you missed the point. But let's dive in. This is the Power of Imagination podcast, where we explore one thing and one thing only, the wonder-working power of the human imagination. And do you want to know what PTSD is? PTSD is the imagination out of control, and I think almost everyone has it nowadays. Just saying. If you keep repeating the terror of something and blah, 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 it seems to me like that's what a lot of people are doing. Anyway, I had PTSD when it wasn't sexy, and I don't have it now for some reason. But I digress. Ready? I can't blame my Ames chair. I got another one this past week. Sometimes I go, are they absolutely serious? Are they emailing me about that? Hey, Mr. 2020, what kind of sticky tape? I'm serious. I got the right music. I got the right number. I got the right sigil. I'm curious about what kind of sticky tape. And I look on their Facebook timeline, and they're serious. They're absolutely batshit crazy. And I don't have a problem with people that are batshit crazy, because I've been batshit crazy. Right? When you have PTSD and you're desperado, you're going to start believing in things like which chair, what sticky tape, what chant. You're going to believe in anything other than the power of you. So I'm going to approach this sideways. Ready? What kind of sticky tape got you in trouble? What kind of chair got you in trouble? You know, if you say you're single and you want to be married, what kind of sticky tape in what chair got you single? Stuck in single. How about broke? Right? Did you do an affirmation every day and every day and every way? I'm getting poorer and poorer. No, you didn't. You accepted something as true. That had your circumstances head in that direction. Head in that direction. Head in that direction. Head in that direction. So the liars, they tell you something. They say thoughts produce things. No, they don't. Thoughts are invisible things. They're virtual things. My state produces my thought and my things, right? The state of happy, loving coffee drinker goes, damn, I want me a cup of coffee, right? I think about the coffee. I think about what kind of coffee to make. Sometimes I think about which way do I want to make it. I have an AeroPress, an espresso machine. I could make shit American coffee if I want. But I digress. Your state determines your thinking and what shows up in your life. Neville Goddard says pretty darn simple. All that you do, think, move, drink, all that you do and all that befalls you, all they do out there comes from your state. That's it. Have a great day. My name is Mr. 2020, but let's continue. Ready? I think you've twisted my teachings a little bit. My guess is you're twisting Neville's teachings a little bit, because it's easy to do. So I imagined something years ago when I moved to Australia, because in America we drive on the right side of the road. In Australia we drive on the proper side of the road, and the joke is Victoria takes her half out of the middle. And that's all fun and games until you start smashing into shit. And people say, well, Mr. 20, you have to find what works for you. Everyone's got their own way of doing it, and I just call bullshit. Right? If you're driving on the road, you follow road rules. Neville Goddard taught the law, and the law has rules. Argue with me if you want to. But I used to have PTSD, scoliosis. I needed not one but 2 hip replacements. I don't need any of that stuff anymore. Look at me from 2 years ago. I changed one thing, my identity, and look at me. All right? But I seem to digress, because here's what I imagine listening to traffic while sitting in my chair, reading your emails and answering them. I imagine what it's like to sit in my chair, have a sip of coffee, hear the traffic, and get your emails. Mr. 2020, I am absolutely loving ManifestingMasteryDeluxe.com. Let me tell you about my week. That's what I imagine. By the way, it's one sip simple. It's the feeling that I get. It's the action of self-predominant. I feel that coffee going down. I smell it. I feel the coffee going inside of me. I feel that anticipation and excitement because I'm going to read your email. That's my magical act, and it takes that long. But if you insist on, I have to sit in my game chair, because that's where I feel most comfy. I have to drink this brand of coffee because the sticky tape that people, it doesn't matter what brand of sticky tape, what brand of coffee, what chair you sit in, because as Neville says, you can imagine while taking a walk, and I suggest you always do. Want to have fun? Take a walk and imagine lovingly for the people who you pass and those who pop up in your mind. I call that the 2020 Power Walk. And it's one of my 3 sacred practices I do every day. Because if you want to get unstuck, stop focusing on your problems and start exploring the divinity of you. So, wherever I sit, that's my throne. Did you know? I used to be a search and rescue guy. Yeah, I did that shit too. And Air Force One happens to be whatever plane the president is in. If he gets in a little Cessna, that's now Air Force One. If he got on a hang glider, I guess that would be hang glider 1, Air Force One. Whatever chair I sit in, that's my throne. I don't blame the chair, I buy the pearl. So, if you got gold today, I invite you to dive deeper, soar higher. We've got a cool little program called Manifesting Mastery Deluxe. We just upgraded Manifesting Mastery with a new video every day, a Facebook group, all kind of bonuses, live calls. I think you're nuts if you're doing this on your own, because you're going to get sucked into the world of, on Facebook the other day, you know what they said? Even though Neville wasn't a vegetarian anymore, I believe that people manifest better when they're vegetarians. And I say, cool, how do I manifest so much meat? All I eat is flesh and fat cooked on fire. That may or may not piss you off, that's fine. But I don't blame my meat or my meals or my chair or my sticky tape. There's one cause. Dive deeper, soar higher. And like I said, join us. That first week of Manifesting Mastery, Deluxe.com will blow your mind with what we've done there with the one cause. All right, let's go into the silence. I've got a one-on-one call in like 37 minutes. I just imagine that call acing it while taking that sip of coffee in this particular range chair. I've got a couple others, by the way. And the traffic, because this is what I do. One sip simple. How about you? Sticky tape, chair, oh, I can't eat meat. Right. Stop buying silly shit by the pearl. Stop buying silly shit by the speed of you. Have a great day. See ya.